Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description. Hello students, so in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the topic international affairs and obituary for June month. The session will be quite interesting and important, so stay tuned till the end. The first question is, which organization has recently released a report titled Climate Finance Provided and Mobilized by Developed Countries in 2013 to 2022, which stated that the developed countries provided and mobilized $115.9 billion as climate finance for developing countries in 2022. So this data was released by which organization? It was released by OECD, that is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. This exceeded the annual $100 billion goals for the first time, surpassing the target over 15%, that is $115.9 billion was mobilized in 2022 alone. Next, which country has recently become the 42nd country to sign the National Aeronautics and Space Administration's Artemis Accord for space exploration? What is this Artemis Accord? Artemis Accord is basically a scheme or basically an operation, or we can say a deal that was signed basically in order to use space peacefully, or we can say peaceful exploration, for peaceful exploration of space. This Artemis Accord was signed. It was launched by NASA. Question asks is, which country became the 42nd country to join this? It was Slovakia. Right? Take a note of this. Slovenia was the 39th country. Peru, 41st country to do this. Next, in June, India, South Korea, Japan and USA and European Union launched an alliance to put joint efforts to build a resilient supply chain in dash sector. So this India, South Korea, Japan, USA and European Union, they have launched an alliance to put a resilient supply chain in the biopharmaceutical sector. Next, who has recently become the first person to spend 1000 commemorative days in space? He is a Russian cosmonaut by the name Oleg Dmitrievich Konokov. Right? He became the first person to spend more than 1000 commemorative days in the space sector. Next, which country has recently become the most represented nation in the Times Higher Education University Impact Ranking 2024 with 96 entries? It is our India. Right? India became the most represented nation in the THE, Times Higher Education University Impact Ranking 2024 with 96 entries. And in this, it is topped by Western Sydney University of Australia. Next, which organization has recently published the report titled Global Trends Forced Displacement in 2023, which states that forced displacements has increased to 120 million by the end of April 2024. So, which organization has released this data? It was released by United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, and they stated that the forced displacement that can be because of war, natural calamity or any other reason, it has increased to 120 million by the end of April 2024. Next, the status of which species has been recently updated from endangered to vulnerable on IUCN's red list of threatened species. This will be Iberian lynx. Right? It is one of the rarest cat natives to the Spain and Portugal, and they have improved their ranking. That was earlier endangered and now they have been shifted to vulnerable in the red list of IUCN. Next, Which organization has recently added armed force including the Israel Armed Forces and Hamas armed wing to its list of offenders for violating children's rights? This will be your United Nations. Right, so UN has added armed forces including the Israel Armed Forces and Hamas armed wing to the list of the offenders for violating the children's right. Next, which country has recently become the 100th member of International Solar Alliance, that is ISA? ISA is an initiative that was started by our India and France. It was started in 2015, and where is the headquarter of International Solar Alliance? It is in Gurugram, Haryana. Who is the project director here? Ajay Mathur. And who became the 100th member to join International Solar Alliance? It is Paraguay. Right? Next students, let's move to Obituary. First is, in May, renowned puppeteer Maguni Charan Kaunar passed away at the age of 88 in Odisha. Maguni Charan Kaunar has received the Padma Shri award in dash in which year in the field of arts? So he received the award in 2023 in the field of art. He has also received the Sangeet Natak Academy Award, correct, for contribution to the traditional puppetry of Odisha. Correct. So Magoni Charan Kaunar, who passed away recently at the age of 88. Next, in June, Cherukuri Ramoji Rao, the chairman of Ramoji Group, passed away at the age of 87. He was awarded Padma Vibhushan in dash for his contribution to journalism, literature and education. So he was honored with Padma Vibhushan in 2016 for his contribution to journalism, literature and education. He has also awarded with the National Film Award for Best Feature Film in Telugu for Nue Kavali. Next, in June, Indian biologist and wildlife conservation activist dash who passed away. So he will be Asir Johar Thomas Johnson. He was an Indian biologist and wildlife conservationist who recently passed away. He was awarded with Padma Shri also, that is the 4th highest civilian award. Next, in June, Padma Shri awardee renowned Sarod Mastro and Kannada poet dash passed away at the age of 92 in Mysore, Karnataka. So Rajiv Taranath, he is a very famous Padma Shri awardee and Sarod Mastro and Kannada poet. Rajiv Taranath passed away at the age of 92 in Mysore, Karnataka. He was awarded with Padma Shri in 2019 in the field of art. Next, Solos Klaus Chilima, the vice president of which country, passed away in an airplane crash on 10th of June 2024. So he was the vice president of Malawi. Next is, in June, former governor of dash Murlidharan Chandrakant Bhandare passed away at the age of 95. So Murlidhar Chandrakant Bhandare, he was the former governor of which state? He was the former governor of Odisha, right? And he was from 2007 to 2013 the former governor of Odisha who recently passed away. Also remember, in 2024 he published his memoir that was The Arc of Memory, My Lives and Times. Next, name the former Indian ISRO scientist and mission director of Chandrayaan-1 who passed away in June 2024. So what is the right option here? Who passed away recently? Srinivas Hegde. Right? He was the former ISRO scientist and mission director of Chandrayaan-1 who passed away in June 2024. In 2000, also remember, he joined ISRO in 1978. Correct, and has served ISRO for more than 3 decades. Chandrayaan-1 mission was launched in 2008. Next, dash the co-inventor of DLS method for calculating target scores in limited overs cricket hit by bad weather passed away in June 2024. So who he will be, the co-inventor of DLS method? Frank Duckworth, right? He recently passed away. He was the co-inventor of DLS method. This is used in cricket and it is for calculating scores in the limited overs cricket when a bad weather, that is because of rain, it is hit. Then next is, in June, Pahalman Suba, the former member of parliament of Lok Sabha, passed away. He was first time elected as the member of parliament of which state? He was the first elected member of parliament of Sikkim who recently passed away. Right? So these are your important current affairs, students. Now let's move to some revision part for your learning. Next, in May 2024, which of the following organizations jointly developed a unified India Organic logo to replace the India Organic and Jaivik Bharat logos. So which is it? It is all first and second, that is Food Safety and Standards Authority of India FSSAI and Agriculture and Processed Food Exports Development Authority. Correct? So both of them are right. Next, in June 24, the Department of Telecommunication has introduced Dash for making service and transactional voice calls. So the Department of Telecommunication has introduced what? They have introduced 160 series for making service and transactional calls. Next, Software Technology Parks of India, an autonomous society that comes under the Dash, celebrated their 33rd Foundation Day on 6th of June under the theme that is Positioning Bharat as a Tech Product Nation. So, Software Technology Park of India, an autonomous body that comes under the Ministry of Electronics, Information and Technology, celebrated their 33rd Foundation on 6th of June 2024. And here you can see the theme of this day. Next, Narendra Modi was sworn in as the Prime Minister of India for the third consecutive time after the BJP-led NDA got the majority in the which edition of Lok Sabha elections. So they were the 18th edition of Lok Sabha election, and this is the third consecutive time Prime Minister Narendra Modi was appointed as the PM of India. Next, who has recently become the Indian Navy's first women helicopter pilot? Name that pilot. Anamika Rajiv. Right, she became the Indian Navy's first women helicopter pilot. Anamika Rajiv. Next, which organization has recently launched the AIM ICDK Water Challenge 4.0 and the 5th edition of the Innovation for You aims to foster innovation and sustainability in India? This is Niti Aayog. Right, Niti Aayog. This is the organization that launched this AIM ICDK Water Challenge 4.0 and the 5th edition of the Innovations for You that aims to foster innovation and sustainability in India. Next, which state has become the first in India to announce 1 crore rupees in insurance compensation for employees who passed away in road accidents? That will be Karnataka. Right, Karnataka state became the first state in India to announce 1 crore rupees compensation in insurance for the employees who passed away in road accidents. Next, in June, the Government of India extended the Digital Health Incentive Scheme by a year up to what? It has been extended up to 30th of June 2025. Earlier it was finishing on 30th of June 2024, but now it has been increased. Also remember, as a part of the scheme, the hospitals will receive 20 rupees per patient for digitizing the health records and linking them with Aadhaar ID. Next, which state secretariat has recently become the India's first eco-friendly state government headquarter? It is of Assam state. Right, Assam secretariat became the India's first green state government headquarter with the inauguration of 2.5 megawatt solar project on the campus of Janta Bhavan in Dispur, Guwahati, Assam. This secretariat complex will now run solely on the solar power installed with using 12.5 crore rupees of fund. Next, which of the following terms were defined by the newly introduced Offshore Areas Rules 2024 by the Government of India? So which of the following terms were defined? All four of them, right? All the above were defined. Next, which of the following points are not correct with respect to the cabinet approvals? If we look at the options here, option B is wrong here. Rest option A and C are right. B is saying that the VGF, that is Viability Gap Funding Scheme for offshore wind energy projects with a total outlay of 8453 crore rupees. Is it correct? So it is not 8454 crore rupees. Actually, it is 7453 crore rupees. This is the right option. Then construction of major port at Vadhavan near Dhanau in Maharashtra with a total project cost. This is also right, and option A is also right. Then again, next question is, which ministry has notified the Post Office Act of 2023 that became effective from 18th of June? It is Ministry of Communication that has notified the Post Office Act of 2023 that became effective from 18th of June 2024. Next, in June 24, Union Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship partnered with which country to boost India's agriculture sector with emerging skills? It is Australia. Next, which state's tourism board has recently launched Prime Minister Shri Paratan Vayu Seva, that is an interstate air service that connects the state's religious and tourist spots by air. So which is that state? It is Madhya Pradesh state. They have launched this scheme, that is PM Shri Paratan Vayu Seva, or we can say a air taxi scheme. Right? I repeat, Pradhan Mantri Shri Paratan Vayu Seva scheme launched by Madhya Pradesh. Next, which airport has recently received the license extension from the Directorate General of Civil Aviation for a period of 5 years? So which is that airport? It is Maharshi Valmiki International Airport of Ayodhya, UP. And they have been granted a license for a period of 5 years. And this is an international airport. Also remember the Jewar airport, that will also be in UP, and it will also be an international airport. Next, which country recently signed an MOU with Indian government to introduce UPI? So India and Maldives. So we can say Maldives recently signed an MOU with our India in order to introduce UPI in their country. Next remember Ivory Coast. It became the 53rd party to join the United Nations Water Convention, also known as the Convention on the Protection and Use of Transboundaries Water Courses and International Lakes. Next, which country's Chamber of Accounts has recently signed an MOU with India's Comptroller and Auditor General of India to exchange auditing expertise? It is Uzbekistan. Right? Then apart from this, remember Saudi Arabia here. Saudi Arabia, or we can say United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, unanimously appointed Saudi Arabia to chair their 69th session that will be held in 2025. Next, who has been recently elected as the youngest Prime Minister of Thailand? That is Pantogran Shinawatra has been appointed as the youngest ever Prime Minister of Thailand. Right? And she also became the Thailand, that is the second ever female Thailand Prime Minister. Apart from this, if we talk about Claudia Sheinbaum, right, she became the first female President of Mexico. I repeat, she became the first female president of Mexico. Next, which jersey number of India hockey team has officially retired from the national senior men's team in honor of the former Indian goalkeeper P.R. Srijesh? So P.R. Srijesh had jersey number 16, which has been officially retired by the Hockey India. He is also known as by the name God of Indian Modern History, also known as the Wall of Indian Hockey, and he's a goalkeeper, correct, and he has recently retired. He was honored with Padma Shri, that is the 4th highest civilian award, in 2017, and Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratan award in 2021. Next, which state has recently declared petroglyphs and geoglyphs in Ratnagiri as protected monuments? This is Maharashtra state. Take a note, this is important. Next, which bank has recently launched India-Singapore Connect in collaboration with CNBC TV18 initiative to strengthen the relationship between India and Singapore? That is DBS Bank. Right? So DBS Bank India recently launched India-Singapore Connect in collaboration with CNBC TV18 initiative to strengthen the relationship between India and Singapore. And it marks DBS Bank's 30th anniversary in India since their operation in 1994. Next, which institute has recently set up a center for Narmada River Basin Management to conduct the condition assessment and management plan of Narmada River Basin? That is IIT Gandhinagar. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the proposals approved by Union Cabinet on 16th of August? If we look at the options A, B, C here, option A and B are right, C is wrong. C is saying that it also approved the development of 2 new civil enclaves at Bagdogra Airport in Bihar and Bhita Airport in West Bengal. Right? But no, remember, it also approved of the development of the 2 new civil enclaves, right? But remember, there will be 2 new metro phases, 2 corridors of the metro phases. And these 2 corridors are for the metro, Bengaluru Metro Phase 3. Right? Apart from this, remember, as we are talking about here, Bagdogra Airport in Bihar and Bhita Airport in West Bengal. Remember, it is CCEA, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has also approved the development of the two new civil enclaves, that is at Bagdogra Airport, that is in Bihar. Is it correct? No, this is not in Bihar. Bagdogra Airport is in West Bengal, and Bhita Airport, it is in Bihar. So vice versa they are given, right? Now it is right. Next, which organization recent state report stated that India lost 33.9 million hectares of crops due to excess rain and additional 35 million hectare due to drought during 2015 to 2021. So it is World Economic Forum. They stated that because of the excessive rainfall, India lost 33.9 million hectares of crops due to excessive rainfall and 35 million hectares of crops because of drought. And this data is between 2015 to 2021. Next, according to Periodic Labour Force Survey Quarterly Bulletin released by National Statistical Office, the unemployment rate in urban areas among persons aged 15 years and above was how much in April to June quarter of FY25? It was 6.6% in April to June quarter of FY25. Here the unemployment rate among males aged 15 years and above decreased to 5.8%, whereas in females the unemployment rate increased to 9%. Next, what was the denomination of the coin that was recently released to mark the birth centenary of former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, that is former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Kalaigar M. Karunanidhi, and it is worth 100 rupees, right? This is the coin, this is the denomination of this coin. Then apart from this, remember, PM Narendra Modi also unveiled a commemorative stamp and a special 75 rupees coin during the inauguration of the new parliament building. Right? Apart from this, rupees 19 rupees coin was also launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to commemorate 90 years of RBI. Next, which bank has recently launched Antadrishti Braille debit card for visually impaired customers? It is PNB, Punjab National Bank. Next, which airport has recently become the first Indian airport to achieve the status of net zero carbon emissions level 5 certification of the Airport Council International? It is Indira Gandhi International Airport. This is in New Delhi, and it became the first airport in India to achieve the status of net zero carbon emission level 5 certification.